It's getting late now. Spent the last while making some tongs. Just a moment where a tongue is being born. Just loosen it up nicely. And there we have it. My first ever blacksmith tongs that I've made myself. Very, very happy, very chuffed. So if you want to watch me actually make them, there we go. Then just watch the video. So I got myself some rebar. I played around already with making tongs and it was a little bit of a disaster. I got a little hairline kind of fracture there. I don't know if you can see that. Just there we go. I don't know if you can see the little crack there. And basically I twisted them all around. This was going to be the pivot point. You're going to make a hole in there and then you can put them together like that. And these would have been the kind of the front of the tongs, which would grip all the stuff. I don't know what you call it. And so because there was a little tiny crack, I bent them. It didn't break or anything like that. And so I decided what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn that into the handle and just start again here at the front, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to go about it. And especially I'm going to have to be careful about that pivot point. I need to make that a little bit thicker. If I could find a way of just upsetting it into, like squashing that together, I would have the perfect size material for making tongs. And that's one thing I'm going to leave with you now before we get started. It's all about how thick the actual metal is. If it's too thin, you have to somehow squeeze this point up and this point, which is not difficult. But this point here, without it bending, it's nearly impossible. And basically, if it's too thick, that's a good thing, because then you have a nice thick bit here and here. But then it means you have to thin out everything a lot. So that's what I learned from messing around, and we'll carry on now today. And hopefully I'll achieve the first set of tongs and that they work. I got this cleaning anvil for my scythe. I have several of these and I have a couple of different cuts anyway, and this one is a little bit like I don't really need that much, so if I mess it up it's not a big deal. Now what I'm going to do is because this is just slightly bigger, I'm going to stick that in there as a kind of a mold, and then I'm going to be able to, after this is hot, whack on that, and with a bit of luck I won't bend this. And this will fill out in here, and then I have a nice thick bit for both the end bit and also where I'm going to be putting my pivot point. So we'll see how that goes. Sticking out because I'm hoping it might even just take off on the outside here. Anyway, let's hurry up. Okay, just to let you know, this is working amazingly. All I'm doing is letting this little bit heat up, and because there's a bit of extra heating up above the actual mold or die or whatever you want to call it, it's actually swelling up just here, exactly where I want my pivot point for my tongue to be. So I'm really, really happy because it's not taking very long to be able to do it. It's just amazing. Now the fun shall begin. So I'm going to do a set down here. So that's the first set down. I'm going to make a kind of a pair of tongs where I'm going to have a long bit where I can just bend them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm new to this. So I'm just messing around, basically. Alright, so first marker, and then I'm turning it to the left anti-clockwise, have it lined up there in the middle, and that's my mark. First marker, And then second marker is here, at an angle. As you can see, I'm getting a good nice angle in there. Okay, I figured it out. So my first one was like this. My second one was at an angle, lined up with this point and the middle here, roughly. And when I'm hitting here, I have to hit half off and half on. But I also have to bang on this front bit here, because this is going to be where, in theory, my pivot point is going to be. Now, last but not least, I need to do one more set down. So I've done that one, I've done that one, and now I need to do another one in here. Just a very small one. Okay, now I want to do a few more. I want to do the second set down a little bit wider. Okay, so after playing around for a while, I got it into a pretty good, really good shape, I think anyway. So the last set down, so I'm actually doing 4 set downs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and actually 5. I'll end up with. This one here, which is really interesting. See this one here? It's kind of cutting across like that and across like that. I got that by using a sledgehammer. This is the way to go. If you have it at this angle, you have a lip here and a lip there, and when you smash it down, it'll give you those 2 angles, which is really, really handy. So it can fit into each other. I want to make one more set down, definitely here. Okay, it's starting to get dark actually. I really hope you don't mind. I want to carry on, and the footage might be a little bit dark towards the end of the video. So it doesn't look much when you just go like this, but that's starting to look like something. When you have glowing tongs, oh, don't they just look great? Matching. And the tip I still have to refine a little bit. See, I need to squeeze that together. Once I have the bolt in there, the pin, I can actually, I'll have to do that the next day. Now the next step is going to be trying to make my hole, or holes rather. I'm going to try it on this here, on this edge, because don't forget, this way is okay, but there's a dip on either side, so if I want to do it this way, it'll bend inwards on my angle. So I'm going to have to figure out a way of doing this. Whereby I can just have it leaning inwards a little bit. This is dodgy. Wow, that is really hot now. That would be perfect to start with. So I'm angling a little bit towards one side because I didn't get it exactly in center. Oh, it went through. It's gone through. I think. Not fully, but now it's the time to come in from, it felt like I got through, but now it's actually the time to come from the other side. Okay. Let's see if we can get you now. Doing what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, that's looking promising. So now I've come in from the other side, and the bit that I knocked out, that I knocked in earlier, you can see now it's actually ready to pop out. So one more go, and that should be okay. be a really bad idea. Maybe. Oh, look at that. I don't seem to be able to get that little slot of metal out. That's being kind of difficult. Got the hole in there, but still stuck in there. Okay, just don't try this yourself because it's really dodgy. This is barely stuck in there. That's from my peening anvil. Yeah, but I have to do that now, otherwise I'm going to be stuck. Oh, but I know it's not going to work. Why am I even trying? Am I crazy? I am. Really crazy. This doesn't look very dangerous to you at home watching this, but when you have a hot bit of metal like this, then you don't want to be messing around like that, you know. But it did work. Now I'm after getting a bit better at this actual making the whole thing, and I want to show you how quickly it can be done now actually once you kind of do it a few times. Because I'm just saying this because if you're like me, new to this, and you know it is very awkward at the beginning and you're thinking to yourself, oh my god, I'm never going to be able to do that. Your body gets used to these things very quickly, which is very surprising. Now I also noticed that having my hammer here, having the tongs lined up there, so all I'm going to do is go like that, put it on here, grab this, put that on there, grab that, and bang. And to have a sequence like that, I'm actually finding it very useful. So that's all I have to say. Well, let's just try that. Using the tongs then to hold it in place. Okay, another thing I'm doing is working on the pin as well. So I'm using the hole as a guide that I've already made in one side of the tongs. And I'm just trying to round this all off at a thinner diameter. So I'll fit in there. Now, there you have it. Haha! Now I could probably snap it off just there, but I'm not going to because that might deform the actual pin head when I'm flattening it out there now in a minute. Perhaps, I don't know. There you go. The ball's sticking out equally on both sides. There we go. And there. Ah, that's the pin. That side is now bent, so I have to heat up that side somehow. Electricity went, which is okay. Now how do I do this? I'm gonna bend you. To put some water on the other side. This is looking pretty good. Yeah. Now it's normal that it's stiff like this. I'm gonna make it loose now in a while, but I don't want it loose at the moment. Right now. Oh, look at this! Isn't she a beauty? Really happy with that. So I got a leaf spring here. That's what I want to be doing a lot of forging with. So I want to have it. It's pretty big, pretty good. I don't have to actually do much. No, that's perfect. They are pretty. Well, pretty anyway, but they're pretty straight. I'm very happy with them. Now, what I want to say to you is, I don't know, I think these things are a little bit too cumbersome for the thing that, if these were like big chunky tongs, I would really probably consider keeping those ends. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them off here. And maybe that's all I need to do, because then we have these nice little flat ends and that's it. But I'm also thinking maybe I'm going to taper this end a little bit, and then maybe I'll put in a few little twists. Maybe not, but we'll see. Let me just cut them off and see where we're at and how they look. Now I cut off those pieces, and what I'm going to do with these flatter bits, that's where the first pivot points that I ever made were. I'm going to twist them outwards so that they're going to be facing that way, and then I'm going to bend this a little bit, and then I think it's going to be looking pretty good. Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm really thrilled to be able to have made a tool like this myself. Really am. It's very hard to describe the feeling that you get from it. It's like you know, it's just another step towards self-reliance, which is, I think, very, very high on my list of important things. Yes. Okay. That's a really bad idea. Oh man, I don't know. Just one more little twist. And turn. And another one. And I've got it. Yep. I made them just now. It took about 2 days, but we won't mention anything about that. So, yeah. Oh, I tell you. Conclusion. Tongs are really hard to make. I really enjoyed myself, I must say. And I'm really happy that I ended up with this. From Rebar. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like it up or dislike it if you didn't like it. Share it with your friends if you think it's worth sharing. I'm leaving a lot of bits in there that where I made mistakes, the challenges, and I just wanted to make sure that you also get to see those. But there are plenty of videos online on YouTube on how to make tongs as well by professionals. So do check them out as well. I'll put a link in the description of a few videos that you might want to check out, because you know, this is just my beginner's way of making tongs. And of course I watched quite a lot of those videos as well, just to learn a few things. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm hoping to see you in the next one as well. Thanks for watching. What's up, birdie?